All right, hey, what's going on, Freedomers? Okay, so when it comes to astrology, um, how I map people out, yes, is by North Node, by Sun, but directionally by North Node, um, and the traits of what they leave. So let's say I break it off with a Sagittarius, for instance. Um, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So I heard of what sparked this conversation for me was when a guy was on TikTok, and he said something profound that I have trouble with, that I used to have trouble with. He was like, you gotta stop being a victim to a breakup of a relationship, because you learned something. And he said guys love to be a victim and telling your half of the story, not knowing there was a greater lesson for it. He said, under the idealism of everything works out for the good. So if everything works out for the good, why are you playing a victim? And for years, I would like play this victim role in my head about why it's happening and what's wrong with them, and I would put myself in like a downward spiral that would go nowhere. And he made me realize, like, why aren't you focusing on the lesson? Like, that's the most important thing. So how you tie that astrologically. So if I broke it off with it, whether it be friendship, business partnership, relationship, with recently I did that with an Aquarius. So the lesson behind Aquarius is to be more detached, is to be more, and that's actually how I need to treat that person in that relationship. If I break it off with them, be completely detached and cut off. Build my network, and how I get over them is actually in the sign itself. So how I get over an Aquarius is I expand my network. I go grow my network. I go replace them. You become detached from the situation and you replace them and you act like they never existed. You learn the lesson, you be a student of the mentalism that they reflected in your life, and you replace them. Like, an Aquarian will teach you that as soon as you come in, they can replace you. And that's natural for me. So if I wanted to call a new best friend into my life, I could. It's not difficult for me, right? And I recently also cut off a Sagittarius. So she taught me a lot about expansion in my life, of growing in different areas instead of being so comfortable with where I am. So, and I would break it down into the moon too. We're not gonna get into that too deeply in this live. So, the Sagittarian taught me the lesson of expansion and growth. So instead of getting mad at her and contracting, literally go into higher knowledge wherever that may be for you, and expand and grow, like, literally. So if you were to meet them again, the lesson astrologically that they came to show you is already learned. So when you meet them, you have expanded so much that it's either you're on the same frequency as them or you're not. And also with the Aquarian, right? So if I detach from her, right, and completely, and I grow my network, I will never find need or use for that energy again, because I've completely detached and I've grown my network, and I've elevated, because yeah, because Aquarius is an air sign. It's a mind. It's a sign. It's a mind of this. It's a sign of the mind. So instead of getting emotional about what happened with them, I become more mental, and I figure out what I could have did better, and I figure out what else, because like Abraham Hicks would say, she would say, sometimes in finding out what you don't want, you find out what you do want. So in detaching, I've now find out what I want more of, and I focus on the lesson and I go forward. Because an Aquarius is a masculine energy, so it's about forward movement, and so is Sagittarius. So just on those two signs alone, the common lesson is to move forward. The common lesson is you need to grow. The common lesson is you need to expand, whether it be expand your ambitions, grow your ambitions, grow your mind. Because she also had a moon in Sagittarius, so grow your mind as much as possible. She had a Venus. The Aquarian had a Venus in Aries, so sorry, I just tapped into that energy real fast. Sorry. Because of her Venus was in Aries, I have to go now, not just with money, go blaze the trail and go be the first somewhere else. So, and go be the masculine force somewhere else. So I may need to go initiate a friendship somewhere else, instead of taking it personal. Astrologically, what the universe is telling me through her chart is that I need to go spark. If I want to get over this person, I need to spark a new relationship, because Aries are usually the initiators. Now, because her Venus is in Aries, she gave me her number. Because her Venus is in Aries, she called me. Because her Venus is in Aries, she, a lot of the times when we broke off in friendship, she initiated the respark. And I was more of the detached one. Even in our last encounter, I was the one who was more detached, in the sense of saying, I don't want nothing to do with you no more. And as she kept saying, it was a loop, and I really meant it this time. I was like, yo, I really mean what I said. I'm in a different space in my life. I don't think you understand. And for her to get the lesson of what I want her to understand, I have to practice the energy that came with her. I have to be so detached where I don't go backwards, and where my network now is so beautiful that if I ever go back to that, if she were to circle back around, I would want nothing to do with her, because it's like, what purpose do you serve in my network now? My network is so great. My friends are so great that I want nothing to do with her. And because I've pioneered and I've taken my energy and I've made some more money. I've gained in status. I've risen in my mental capacity. I've risen in my understanding. Like, what was playing in the background is a sexual healing or chakra activation mantra. So if I start elevating my chakras, etc., and my mind, aka my frequency, I won't want anything to do with her. So just by her sun, moon, and Venus, because her Venus is in Jupiter, or Sagittarian. So if I became the guru that mentally, because it invaded my moon is in Sagittarius. So if even her rising's in Capricorn, if I took that energy and I became a beast, and I started dominating in my career, and I took all that energy that I feel, and I said, I'm gonna blow up in my career. And by the time she reached me, by the time she sees me, her friends tell the Aquarian energy is flipped. Her friends say, yo, you seen such and such on social media? You seen such and such on TikTok? You seen, you know what I'm saying? So how that energy, let's say from an Aquarian standpoint, one of the reasons why it's very bad for an Aquarian to try to play me, because Aquarius rules social media. So what if I take your energy and I blow up more on social media and I block you on it. Because for me personally, when I'm done with somebody, I block them on everything. I block them. Now, if I find you on Clubhouse, I'm blocking you. If I find you on every social media, I block you. So, if you have Aquarian energy, it will be fucked up. Is if you see me blow up, and then your friends tell you about me. And that's how you flip it in reverse, because you learn the lesson. So now, because I personally do social media, that's how that energy would play out for me. On a basic level, let's say you elevated your mind to where you went from this chick that you was dealing with to the finest chick ever, because your mind is so elevated. I mean, you got a coach. You started dressing better, because Aquarian is all about Aquarius is all about appearance. You increased your appearance. You increased your perception of people, how people perceive you. You started innovating in some new ways in your life that you never had before. You become more masculine, traditionally and in more innovative ways. You grew your friends. So none of your friends make less than 6 figures, for example. You travel the world now, because Aquarius like to travel. And I went to the next, and then I borrowed her Venus and Pisces, and I'm really doing some shit that has never been heard of before. Or do Aries do shit that's not me? Yeah. Or I'm the first to do something that's never been done before. And now you have to notice me on a grander scale, and I was once your best friend. And now you feel like you played yourself, because like, damn, my homeboy really blew up, because I took your energy and I blew up. Same thing with the Sagittarian that came in my life. She gave me so much opportunity in my life that if I took everything that she showed me, from e-commerce to astrology to like, the 3 things she showed me was e-commerce, astrology, real estate. If in the next 6 months I double down on all those 3 things, and internet marketing, meaning like she gave me my first real computer for me to start my agency. If I double down on those 4 things in the next 6 months, I learned the lesson. I expanded my mental state, meaning like study astrology, and she also told me about my health as well. Like, I should get more into my health and all that other stuff. So if I blow up, I got into a higher mind, and I also become a guru in teaching it. So I start telling classes and courses and webinars and events, live and in person and in Zooms and all that other stuff. And then again, because her Chiron is in Aquarius. So imagine she having a network say, yo, did you see home? Because it can happen to her too. Yo, did you see homeboy? Your homeboy, didn't you used to fool with him? And he blew up, yo. It's crazy. And then next thing you know, I'm minding my business. Boop, 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 boop. I'm riding around in Atlanta. And she said, oh, yo, and then she said, hey, I'm like, skirt. Back that ass up. Correct. It served its purpose. But I'm like, skirt. Back it up. I don't know you like that. I'm popular now. Correct. And I had to understand that. Astrologically, that's how you make it make sense. Like, you see their sun, their moon, their rising, their Jupiter, and that's the universe literally showing you a sign. And that's why I tell my clients, the universe shows you signs and signs. So that means signs as in literal signs. Like, in other words, like, if you wanted an iPhone, you'll see you'll see a iPhone case on the floor, and they also show you astrologically who's supposed to be in your life. So you may when you want an iPhone, let's say, to blow up your content on YouTube, um, um, you may meet a whole lot of Sagittarians who are about expansion and truth, and let's say your content's all about being a guru about astrology and all this other stuff, and you start meeting a whole bunch of Sagittarians, Scorpions, diving deeper into knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You meeting Capricorns who can help you build your business or about business, or taking a practical approach, etc., etc. So, and I'll leave it at this, and comment yes below for your astrology consultation. So with me, I carry a death dealer energy. So my moon is in Capricorn, so it leads me to have dark energy. And most people don't. How can I tell someone's moon rising if no time? You can't. The only thing you can't tell when you have a birth, when you don't have the time, is their rising. You can always tell their moon. Their rising is based on the time you were born. So the reason why I'm a rising in Leo, because I was born at 12:05. Around 12 o'clock every day is when the sun is in Leo. So if I'm not mistaken. So so with me, for instance, the reason why people don't see the darkness of my moon and of my Saturn reign is because my rising in Leo blinds them. So I give them so much sunshine and awareness that they're not noticing if I come with business, I come with opportunity, I come with pushing you to be the first, coming to help you blaze the trail. I'm like, every person that I meet, I'm always trying to help them start a business. Like I never encourage employment jobs unless you really can't handle it. I've told one person, no. I've told 2 people, get a job. This ain't for you. Because they was getting on my nerves. Because it was like, bruh, if you're not gonna just fucking do it, just go get a job. This ain't for you. I used to be like, I would say naive, but I used to be more aggressive and say, oh, why can't everybody be an entrepreneur? It's not built for everybody. This shit is hard. Because I help you and I'm always talking about money. I help you walk in your light, walk in your truth. I never really dim your light, for me personally. Now, I may give you some practical sense and that's practical knowledge, and I'll be like, yo, that shit don't make no fucking sense. And if you're immature, you'll take it as, oh, you did me my lie. But I'm really telling you, like, my nigga, that don't make no goddamn sense. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm gonna need you to start. Why can't you start tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? And because Saturn is the bringer of opportunity or career, whenever you fuck with me and you do some dirty shit towards me, that opportunity gets taken away. No bullshit. That opportunity ends up dwindling. It either ends up dwindling, not happening, or you stagnate immediately. So when you do that, when you do a person wrong, all the energy that their signs come with, their planets come with, get fucked for you too. Especially if they have a lot of Saturn energy. If they have a lot of Saturn energy, they can help you with your career. So when you play them, unless they're low vibe, you feel me? If they're better in their vibration, if they're higher in their vibration, it gets taken away. Everything that they've touched gets taken away. If they have a lot of Mars energy or Aries energy, whatever you try to be the first at, you end up being the last at. You end up not doing it. I've seen that happen too. No bullshit. When there's some innovative shit that you could be doing to be really great, the shit gets taken away, and you lose. Or what I mean by that in that Aries energy, right? You lose the courage to do it, and that's a fact. I've seen that in no bullshit. You lose the courage, because usually I'm the one pushing you. So when I stop, you go back downhill to your fear zone. And usually because I'm an Aries cusp, right? So I go to the top of where I was telling you to go, and then I said, "Damn, bro, you down there? I'm sorry to hear that, bro." And then where you can't get it fucked up as an Aries, you don't go back down. You don't go back down to save them. You just keep on pushing. So, so comment yes below for your astrology consultation and reading. Peace.